All right, our Texas Senator Ted Cruz is here to react to this. His thoughts on Congressman Will Hurd running for president. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be with you. Well, lots of folks decide they want to jump into the race. I am confident the primary voters will make their choice and select the best candidate.
Right. So far, it's Trump's to lose. Is Trump your pick, Senator?
I'm staying out of it. I trust the voters. I think there are a lot of good candidates who are running. I've said a number of times, I think this race is basically a two-man race between Trump and DeSantis. I think both of them have an awful lot of supporters, and I expect a vigorous series of debates. And ultimately, the voters will make the decision. And whoever the nominee is, I will support enthusiastically. I am good friends with both Trump and DeSantis. I've worked closely with both of them. And I think the voters are going to give us a good choice.
So yesterday we were glued to the TV watching the Durham reporter, Durham facing our lawmakers, and just mouths dropping as we're learning that people were notified within the DOJ, within the FBI, within the CIA, and it was just ignored that Hillary Clinton had this plan to link Donald Trump to Russia, which was proven through this report to be bogus. What is your reaction?
Look, I think it is absolutely disgraceful what happened and the degree to which the deep state targeted Donald Trump. As you know, the last book I wrote is called Justice Corrupted, How the Left Has Weaponized Our Legal System. And it walks through first how under Obama put hard partisans in the Department of Justice and the FBI and the IRS, and they weaponized the legal system to go after their enemies. Then, as Obama was leaving, those hard partisans, they burrowed into senior career positions. And during the 4 years of the Trump presidency, they waged war against Donald Trump in a way that is utterly unprecedented. They wanted to destroy his presidency. They hated the American people for electing him. And now with Joe Biden as president, these partisans are out in the open. They are brazen. This Department of Justice, the Biden Department of Justice, is the most partisan Department of Justice in our nation's history. This indictment of Donald Trump is shameful, but it's the latest example of Joe Biden and the Biden DOJ weaponizing the legal system, not to enforce the law, but instead to attack their political enemies.
And they knew about it, and they put up this lark and diverted our country, poisoned the relations between the U.S. and Russia, and it didn't even seem to matter to them. Senator Ted Cruz, you never stopped pushing for Kate's Law. We jail repeated illegal immigrants who we got on the terror watch list. The numbers are going through the roof right now. What should we keep in mind now as we hit an all-time? Look at this. I don't know if you could see the monitor there, but so far to date, 125 from the terror watch list have been captured at the border.
Look, it is stunning and it is incredibly dangerous. I spend a lot of time at the southern border. I spend a lot of time with our Border Patrol agents. It's never been remotely this bad. This is an invasion. 6.6 million people have crossed illegally under Joe Biden, the worst in history. Today, I reintroduced Kate's Law. Kate's Law is named for Kate Steinle, who you'll remember, the beautiful young woman in California shot and killed on a pier on the California coast, and she was killed by an illegal immigrant who had entered the country over and over and over again illegally, who had criminal convictions over and over and over again, and yet the system kept letting her go. And Kate's Law provides that if someone has multiple convictions or an aggravated felony and they enter the country again illegally, that they face a mandatory minimum prison sentence. And I got to tell you, every single time I've forced a vote on Kate's Law on the Senate floor, the Senate Democrats line up party line to block it, because you got to understand, they don't just support illegal immigration. They support illegal immigration of violent murderers, because that's what Kate's Law is targeted. And you talked about the terror watch list. Go all the way back. Fiscal year 17, 2 people on the terror watch list crossed illegally. Fiscal year 18, 6 people crossed illegally. Fiscal year 19, 0 people crossed illegally. Fiscal year 20, 3 people crossed illegally. Fiscal year 21, what happens then? Joe Biden becomes president. Fiscal year 21, 15 people.
Right.
Fiscal year 22, 98 people. And fiscal year 23, 125 people on the terror watch list.
And those are just the
Your
ones we know.
children, my children, our families are less safe because Joe Biden is president.
Right. Senator Ted Cruz, I could tell you're used to hosting. You got that podcast going. You like take it over here. You got your stats. You're rolling. Get you an anchor desk. You're ready to go. Senator, thanks so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always good to be with you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.